Execration and SMG. Now a best of one. Both sides are one game away from proceeding to the upper bracket final of the TI-12 SEA qualifiers. So a really big deal for either side to try and pull off this victory here. Because if you do get knocked down, yeah, you're not out of it yet. You get to the lower bracket, but the road is so much longer and so much harder. You don't want to have to go through there.
You definitely don't. I did fail to mention, Mike. We've got the Venge Alk that SMG used to run when Roger.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
It's a combo. It's different lanes, of course, but it was the old minus armor into unstable concoction. Pretty devastating. If you still land it in a fight, that can be quite scary.
I hated that combo so much. I hated it so much. Yeah. Mid one. He's okay. Hands up. Wave him goodbye. See ya, boys. Don't run back the other way, mid one. It's not well advised. And SMG are somewhat set up for a fight, but yeah, level 1 Earth Spirit's kind of bad. You know, Elder Titan's really good, but Elder Titan's not there to fight. Looks like Arthur wanted to just get the bottom runes instead of trying to go for a fight at top. Mid one's going to move back in to try and contest this, but he should cop a fair few stuns. And the bounty, oh, it's still taken by mid one. Tino couldn't make it. The stroke of fate slow was too much, but now mid one's in trouble. Earth Spike is up in 2. Or they can't reach. And sadly, Tino did not have Magic Missile, of course, at level 1. So didn't have the follow-up stun for mid 1. Had he had Magic Missile, you might have actually had a kill there. But nevertheless, level 1 Wave of Terror obviously much better for the laning stage.
Yeah, you really want to just be able to clear out the wave, apply some right-click harass, and some casual poke with a Wave of Terror. And don't necessarily... You're getting level 1 Magic Missile just kind of ruins your first level or 2 here, or your first level at the least. Let's see. Mid 1, more than happy to just sit back and farm. This lane is pretty straightforward for him. There's some aggression that can come out once you do have that Inkswell up as well. And you have to be very careful about the reflections coming out, as there's a lot of output to pump in. Although mid 1, again, Scorched Earth doesn't care for that physical armor, so you should still be able to burn, have some presence here for Shanks. They're blocking the camps early, which you do want to do against Doom. Well, let's see. If Shanks manages to sneak a good creep away, this lane can become rather unsavory for mid one. Let's see down the line. Take a look at that mid now as well. You've got Bob up against no one on the Quap versus the ES, being the Earth Spirit this time. And, you know, Bob forced out the Shaker matchup 2 games in a row. Now he gets to play the Quap. And this is looking pretty all right so far for no one. He's not being shoved out too hard. He's getting his farm. He's not getting out-denied and out-pressured just yet. I'd expect this to get a little bit harder as levels go up. Although there's always this kickback threat, especially while Bob doesn't have the blink. There's always some opportunity to try to drag him into that tier 1.
Absolutely. Shall see. And now Bob trying to really provide harassment towards no one. See, no one, I think we'll want to go the Spirit Vessel Rush kind of build, right? Like against an Alchemist, it is probably going to pay dividends as Bob getting rolled on now by no one. Not going to amount to too much. They'll go back for the Water Runes now. But going back to my point, I think you'd probably want the Spirit Vessel Rush this game for no one. I don't think he needs to go any other items. I think Utility Earth Spirit is probably the smart way to play this game.
Yeah. Tends to be the build-up anywhere. Now we're getting aggressive top.
Well, Tino's gone, mid one. Able to secure first blood very early on the TB. That's a great pickup for mid one. Though he may go down to the Scorched Earth. Does end, but it won't matter. Shanks. That is a long sword, because it hit from a mile away.
That it is. With a frost attack, with a little bit of that slow, just enough for Shanks to keep that chase. It feels more worthwhile for SMG, but giving more EXP to a support to him isn't necessarily all that bad for Execration. You're going to get some more value out. You're going to have the level 2 Scorched Earth, and they're going to chase down under the tower.
But Inkswell was out. Genuel ensuring Shanks kind of gets the memo. Though Genuel now in trouble, taking too much damage from the Scorched Earth. He's just down. Now mid one, he's been left behind. And the thing is as well, you can't forget Shanks has this damn frost attack thing. So he slows you by 25% every time he hits you. It's basically like a better Orb of Venom for the Doom right now. And he hits you once, you just can't escape. Bottom, and Talos in trouble, gonna go back for the fight, does get the kill. Don't underestimate that acid spray, it does hurt.
And it does. And the lane's coming out well again for Execration. Every single one having a good time. Bob even down mid. Looks a little bit even, but he is coming out on top with the denies now. So it's starting to ramp up. They are still trying to get aggressive onto Tino. And they do see that Shanks has split away a bit, so they've got that opportunity.
They do. Tino going to be okay, but certainly having a bit of a struggle here in this laning phase, though. I say struggle, he's actually farming better than mid one at the moment, so there's that. Maybe not so much of a struggle here for Tino.
And this is a little bit concerning for SMG. You know, with this lane going in slow for mid one, it means you're going to be sharing farming space with a Naga, who is, again, Masaros is more than likely just building like a Pons 1. So you're going to have to sustain farm for 2 of these cores, and the rest of the team, no one, and Afu and Zhao has to make that space. That's a lot of pressure for them in the mid game. If the laning phase continues this way, you're going to have to stall for a lot of time to get in line here.
You are. Well, that mid lane has been pretty even as well, I might add. Like, no one's done a good job of still finding quite a bit of XP in farm here on the Earth Spirit. Considering you would have expected Bob to have a bigger advantage here in this mid lane, but hasn't really felt like the case. No one basically the same CS right now as the Quap. At least it's level 5. Seems like he wants to rotate down bottom. Pretty early, but why the hell not? Palos is sitting quite low. Palos already using his stun as well, so now he's really a sitting duck. The roll will come in and it won't even be necessary.
Mid one's here too.
Yeah, mid one's joined in. A bang will go down to boot. That's interesting. I suppose mid one just makes the call. He can't farm top, he'll come bottom.
Yeah, he's got Metamorphosis back up so he can get a little bit of a shove in. And this is very much the SMG playbook, right? We've seen mid one rotate early on his pause 1 before. He gets it done again. They'll find an early objective for their trouble. TPs are coming in to defend though.
Can they defend? There's 5 heroes here. Genuel gonna be the first target. Mid one also being chased down, but they can't keep up for the stuns. So Shanks is keeping up the vision, but mid one now going to turn and try to kite around and fight. Even taking the Lotus out of the Lotus pool is now Palos. Palos dropping way too low. Afu just chasing him down with so much damage, but can't finish the kill. So Palos is going to survive. They'll protect the T1. Sonic Wave now out from Bob, going to find Afu. And it seems like Genuel, he's going to try for a TP play out. A bang though will get him with the Hex. So Bob with the rotation does secure a double kill on his own, but now he needs a way to get back to the mid lane because it's being forced in by No.
Yeah, it's a lot of movement across. It does still feel pretty worthwhile for SMG, even though you do drag mid one in. He doesn't die. He gets a little bit of tower pressure on. They relieve mid a bit. Bob does find 2 kills for his trouble. Tino does get room out to farm. That is Avenge farming up. Doesn't feel like the biggest deal yet. But again, some early timings on, say, the Ags down the line here for Tino. And then you start to maybe have a couple of issues.
Bang.
Deep chase out.
He was trying to race for the Wisdom Rune. He will go down No One. Was around realizing that rotation was incoming. So they will take their own Wisdom Rune away. It's still going to be a 1-for-1 in terms of wisdoms, and of course, for the poor old Lion, he's just not going to make it.
Yep. A little bit of a freebie kill coming out. Overall, I mean, you've kind of equalized the laning start now for SMG. This is what we needed to see with this lineup. Just try to stave off this aggression that Execration can bring out. They become the aggressors instead. They're still looking at bot. Tower still set to fall. You already have Palas digging into the jungle, trying to go for that Radiance build-up. No protection from any supports here. Could just die if he's not careful.
And now the T1 tower's gone, he's definitely dead. Like, where do you TP to help Palos? The answer is nowhere. You just have nowhere to TP to help. You could try the outpost, but the timing just takes too long. The SMG finding a fantastic kill now at the bottom lane. Mid lane, they're going to try for a chase into Afu. They should be able to get him just fine. The thing is, though, it's not really worth the trade for the Arc. They're just salvaging anything they can get.
Yeah, you take what you can get. There's some movement out from SMG now up top from the gates. Matino does get a read and backs off in the nick of time. Going for the Dragonlance first. So wants some reach, wants to play a little bit of right click here. Let's see. The pressure on mid is not relieving, though. No one is around to defend, but...
X out. No one. This will be the big one. If they can get no one down, it'd be amazing as the Sonic Wave flies through. No one is gone. TPs. Oh, mid one. He TP'd in. His team canceled the TPs. The mid one is still running. He might make it out, but the chase is on. Bob's got the Shadow Strike, but no, he lost vision for a second. There's your swap out. Tino, he stuns the wrong hit. Oh my, he stuns the illusion. It doesn't matter. Mid one's down, but now they'll lose Tino. They might even lose more. Shanks surely has no way out of this. The ink swap will land eventually. Yeah, he's gone. You get mid one, but what a messy engagement.
That is not clean, and that is... I mean, it still pays off for SMG with the 2 hero kills they find, but killing off mid one is a pretty big dent here for the side of SMG for sure. There's a lot of space coming out for Palos off the back of that. He has some relief down bot to keep this farm into the Radiance. And, well, Tino has to be a bit cautious. Yeah, maybe he threw out that magic missile thinking he had the shard. It's a little bit early for that, Tino.
Yeah.
The shard's still a ways off.
It is a little bit of ways off. Unfortunate. Still 8-9, another close game between these two teams so far. A very slight net worth lead the way of Execration, but that's mainly due to Palos playing Alchemist. Yeah, it's just a 1k advantage, nothing to really write home about. Top lane, Tino again going to find himself in danger. No one's caught him. Magnetize committed, and Tino surely has no way out. He's trying to heal up through this. Arfu's even there with the stomp just to ensure there's no TP shenanigans. That's the thing with the offlane Venge, right? Like, it's not the strongest hero. It really isn't. And Tino is going actually for a Dragonlance, but I just don't know what it's going to offer right now. You know, it's stats are nice, but that's about it.
I'm a little bit surprised he opted for the Dragonlance. Again, I feel like Ag's Rush is pretty good. Maybe the Aether Lance over a Dragonlance just to have more range on your initial swap and magic missile. It's also pretty massive. We'll see if it pays off. I mean, at the very least, with Tino copying the hits, again, you've got room out for Palos. You managed to get the room to shove in mid. So you've got ways of contesting now on that jungle. Bob playing with the Invis here.
They're gonna find Arfu. And for Arfu, like, he'll try for a stomp, gets cancelled immediately, and obviously nobody's coming to help. Arfu will just slowly but surely die. Meanwhile, top Tino again. This time, though, it seems like they are lacking damage, and Tino, he might be the one to get some revenge here. He's looking for a swap back, but he's out of range. No one's out.
They bail out. It's a lot of time being committed. And you're not hunting down the big heroes you need to. Palos has the Radiance up. At the same time, you are buying space for both Masaros and for mid one. So there is room for them. They literally are both building as cores. Like, Masa has the Yasha going into the Manta style next. They're chasing.
Yeah, they got the vessel up now, so Palos is a much easier target, and they just burst him down. No one's doing a fantastic job on the mid-Earth Spirit so far in finding these very important kills. Immediately off the back of that Spirit Vessel, he has no hesitation in finding Palos.
And that's the kill they've left alone for a long while. That's the one they need to pin down. 90-11, 1k lead still standing for Exa, but with an Alk on your side, it does not feel good to have that little of a lead. The pressure's been on the Alk since the laning phase. And you haven't hunted down mid one or Masa either. Like, you haven't pressured this really greedy lineup of FSMG. They've been sacrificing their supports, but they're more than happy to do that. Considering that, you've basically got 2 pawns once right now trying to play the game. So we'll see if Execration starts to find these openings. They have some forward vision coming out. They really need to just get this hunt going on the Illusion heroes. Like, find this TB, find this Naga early before any of their items come out.
Go, bottom lane. They find a Bang. Another nice pickup, no one with the hands up, waves him goodbye. Very, very nice. Top lane in the meantime, Arfu gonna get chased. I don't think they'll dive past the tier 2 tower for him though. Surprisingly enough, Shanks has gotten a very quick Blink Dagger up on the Doom, 13 minutes in. And meanwhile, Palos, he's taking all this farm as the Archers. My goodness. That is a lot of gold.
That it is. It's going to lead to a very fast BKB timing for Palos to counteract some of that silence and also just remove that pesky little Spirit Vessel charge on top of him. Again, for the side of Exit, they are on the hunt. They are smoked up. They want that Blink reveal to come through here.
won't be expecting this. Shanks with the wall stomp again, already available. They don't see him yet, so close to breaking the smoke, and now they will. Shanks looking to jump in, does do so onto Januel, but the silence is immediate. Januel actually just TP's out. They don't react quick enough to stun him. Great plays from SMG. They scout out all this itemization and they just leave.
Yeah. They don't lose anything for their trouble. They get some pressure into the mid-tier 1 as well. No way to kind of heal that up this time around for the side of Exe. And the stall game is lining up quite nicely for the side of SMG. You are building up quite a fair bit in Palace still. You know, you can't underestimate this BKB timing with a Radiance for the Alk. But I mean, you're still sustaining your Noggin Terrorblade. Maybe the Terrorblade a little bit less so. Moss is actually eating most of the space on the map right now, so
he's a Noggin. Don't let him do it. Let him do the work. Yeah, it's classic Masses.
Yeah, he's going for the heart next, so is going for the tanky build. So you have that at the very least. I don't know, like the slower game state. For SMG, it feels fine. I think Execration are approaching that point where we should start to see some play. Now, the double BKBs, I think, is the timing as they are getting jumped.
Yeah, Palos looking for the jump in on no one, but without anything like a blink to close the gap, he's not going to be able to get there. And mid one just casually takes the mid-tier 1 tower. They're still trying for no one, but they really just can't keep up. He'll just roll away. The chase is still on from Shanks and Bob. No, no one. The classic Lotus Pool bait. Roll does connect on Bob. Bob will hand the tip over. Can they land a stun on no one, though? Oh, it doesn't seem like it. Wake up, Roshan, boys. They can't do it. No one's out. Meanwhile, a bang just drops. And a smiley face from no one. I love it.
Yeah. He does bait them out quite well. They miss their stuns. They don't see the Doom opportunity. And now space down bot for this push from mid 1 with a solo pickoff on Abeng. A lot of room. I mean, SMG are making this draft work. They're just splitting up Execration, not allowing them to try to play the pickoff game, not getting any punishment off onto these cores. Like, what the hell are they doing up top? Nothing. Their bot's still being sieged. Tower's basically gone. Bob TP's now, but it's too late.
It certainly is. I mean, had they activated the Scorched Earth, they may have actually got a Roshan to bash him. So there was that. There was that kind of play, but never happened. Anyway, double damage rune now found by no one. This is going to make him feel very happy. No one's hero is now actually a hero. This is going to be fantastic for the Earth Spirit. Here we go again. No one. Sees Bob down to the bottom lane. Has the geomagnetic grip available. He'll go for the roll in, but Bob reacts quick enough. We'll be able to get out just fine. I suppose Execration, they're still waiting for these BKBs. There's no real point trying to fight without them. It's like you're just going to get run over with the draft of SMG. Like you can't fight without this magic community up.
No, not without the debuff immunity, Mike.
Yes, I know. The debuff immunity.
Read the patch, you know, it's damn it. Making us look bad, Mike. Not that I don't do that myself.
Fu. We get caught top lane. Though no one is here. No one's going to roll through with the Ink Swirl. They're not landing on anyone yet, but they do protect Fu. They'll go on to Tina, who does have the full Aghanim Scepter up. Swap out on Januel. They'll try and go after the Grimstroke instead, and it seems like Januel will be left. So they save Fu. They'll trade the Grimstroke for it. Execration, they still look like they want to fight top lane. Bob was moving up, but it seems like they may have just decided not to.
Yeah. No need to really force too much out. Just ensure that you stop this Naga split push, though. Like, the illusion spam out for Masa is starting to get pretty damn annoying. This is pre-Heart as well. Heart not too far off. Butterfly right next for Masaros. So he is playing that split push game. And quite in a timely manner, you know, just, it's not the Radiance Naga for sure, but it has the same idea as what good old Miracle revolutionized, so there you go.
All mid one. All mid one. Shanks, he knows. He blinks in. He's got the stop. He's got the Doom. They've got the finger, and I think they might just have mid one, though he will still at least get a bang before he dies and denies himself. Beautiful. Mid one just denies himself. Meanwhile, Tino's fallen. Though you still have the Remnant at least. I suppose Tino never really dies. He's always there somehow.
That's massive coming out from mid one. Just self-deny, wasting the Doom and the Finger out. Those are pretty massive cooldowns at this point for Shanks and for Abeng. So there's not going to be any play opportunity for the side of Execration to play this pick-off. And SMG can start to clump up. They can start to apply that pressure. You do have some of the early BKBs being finished up. Palos has his done, going for the blink next. Bob just a recipe away. So that should be when we start to see more play out, but I don't think you take these fights without the Doom or the Finger. Like, either one being down is fine. Both of them being down, it's not enough. You don't have enough burst on hand. You also really need the Shard and Abeng to come out at some point here.
On to the Naga. Masros is very, very tanky though with the hard up, so he's just not going to go down that easily though. Tino! Tino? What are we doing, Tino? Swap? Yeah, he's dead though. He didn't get the memo. They were leaving. Now they're jumping back in. Now they've got no one. The Earth Spirit is actually down. Into a double stun. Into a stun onto Massaros. They've got the Naga now. So without the Vengeful Spirit, that's when they really wanted to fight, because they've got the Axe anyway, so who cares? Who the hell cares? Just jump in right after Tino dies. Makes sense to me.
I mean, if you commit so much on a hero that's still going to be around anyway after that pick-off. You have the swaps to stall out, they've got the control, and they just overextend on SMG. This is space for mid one, so I suppose you're not too upset about that, but Masaros is pretty damn high net worth. Very worthwhile for Execration. That's them taking this fight without Doom or Finger, mind you.
Yeah.
I mean, once those spells are up, that fight goes a lot smoother.
Mid one again. He's going to pop the meta this time. He wants to go for the fight because no one is there to back him up. And it seems like this time they'll find Tino another time. Can he get the Remnant out at least? It looks like he probably should. There's a positive in all this, I suppose. Tino's going to be dying a lot, but he's still there in some way.
Yeah, he's always going to have impact. Working towards that shard next, so the bouncing magic missile is going to feel even better, although the illusions can kind of throw that off with how many illusions you have on the map here for SMG. And it's not the smoothest of times here for the Venge. You've got your full BKB ready to go on Bob at 9 seconds still. And Palos, he didn't have to pop his in the last fight. So it's also 9 seconds up. They are starting to clump around Roshan here, SMG. Pretty straightforward objective for them to take, and Exa, they don't really have vision around the area, so a freebie coming out for them.
Well, there goes the Shard, but Roshan is still going down. I mean, you've got the Quap around the area. Like, Bob, I don't necessarily think realizes this is happening. Roll out, no one. He's actually going to find Bob. Kick back, but he will blink away. But mid one, he does get the Aegis up. Happy days for SMG. In fact, he's getting rather close to the Skadi timing now, so just go farm the Skadi up, hit the timings. And things have gotten very hard for Palos at this point with the Arc, right? Because it's like, well, with all these countering items coming out for mid one, you're going to have a few issues now. Like, you've got a Vessel, you've got a Skadi. Bob's going to find Genuel in the meantime, but you get my point. Things are going to be looking rather rough in a few minutes.
Yeah, it's the core to core. The Alec will have to rely on everyone else. You need to land his Doom, you need to land his Finger, and control up mid one as best as possible to prevent that matchup from even coming true to fruition. So it's all down to execution for Execration. And we'll see if they find it down the line. For now, 5k lead being up, most of that being on Palos, but a good amount being on Bob and Tino as well. So it's not too bad in the farm distribution here from Execration. For the side of SMG, Aegis still up for 4 minutes. Very fresh take, of course, for mid one. And you've still got that scaling. And Masa, he is going into the Orchid instead of that full Butterfly, but just Manta Heart, the split pushing, the laning pressure coming out from SMG is obnoxious, to say the least. Shanks?
Yeah, Shanks. I'm not sure. BKB used. It's not going to help too much against mid one, but it does get him away. Tino? Oh, Tino's decided to feel a bit charitable now. Tino's getting caught. Tino's down. They want the Remnant real bad too, but Tino's going to at least get that out of here. As seems like a Beng's going to stick around to ensure he gets it out. No one, still chasing, hits the boulder smash, has the Remnant in his grasp and takes it up. There you go.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh,
Song for
Song out.
hopping?
Why not? Palos is around the corner. Palos thinking about jumping in. Palos, he'll go in, but now he's been stunned up. What is happening? Bob, all right, they've got no one.
Middle tower.
Masaros, can he get away? He can. They'll at least take the Earth Spirit with them. They lost their mid tier 2 tower though.
And the split push is just overwhelming. Again, you've got the illusion spam here for SMG. They're not showing Masa or mid one at all in these engagements. When they do jump, it is just the 3 heroes left. And that just means they can keep playing this game. Just double split push. TB illusions, Naga illusions. Bob?
Yeah, Bob playing with fire. Again, I'm going to blink away in time. The chase is on. They really want this kill. BKB is forced from Bob to ensure he does remain alive. The mid one's still doing so much damage. In they go into the mid lane onto Masaros. The Masa, he's very tanky. And now the Soulbind. It's going to hold them together. It's such a hard fight for Execration now. Can they actually take this one? SMG is still chasing. Exa is still just trying to get the hell out of there. But maybe now they can think about turning around because Palos is in trouble for mid one. He'll lose the Aegis. Exa, they see the opening. Can they go? It doesn't seem like they want to. They'll leave Tino. Tino will die another time. The Remnant, however, at least for now, will live on. But not for long. It's gone.
Yeah, that's... They're finding some small skirmishes on the side of Exa. They take away the Aegis at very least, so maybe it's a little bit more awkward for mid one to head up into the high ground. But they'll do it anyway. They know Fingers down, they know Doom's down for a little bit longer as well. Execration has to get something done here. If they can kill mid one.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They can get rid of the illusions at least. That's the big positive, right? Is you can slow this down a little bit as no one gets jumped, but he'll roll away. Astral Spirit did stomp up the Alliance, so Abeng has no play. He is down without buyback as SMG looking for the tier 3 tower. Should have no problems with it, but can they go onto the racks? I think that's where things stop. And it seems like they will respect the defense of Execration and leave. But SMG, they are certainly doing a fantastic job in this game number 3.
Top tower is
Like, this is an Alchemist drive you're up against, but the Alch just feels like it has no real chance. Like, he's 1-3-7 right now. His items are nothing special.
Radiant's top tower.
Yeah, it's been rough for Palos. Like, his lane was heavily emphasized. His core-to-core matchup isn't the best in a vacuum. He has to rely on Abeng and Shanks to kind of land that control, land the burst on one of these illusion heroes, particularly the Terrorblade, for opening up. No one's done a fantastic job of just applying this map pressure throughout. Like, the illusion spam's there, but no one's the one making the moves on the map with his supports.
Yeah.
And has really forced the issue for Exa. Waste a lot of time chasing the Earth Spirit that you can't stop. And, you know, you have an Alk farming, but they have a Terrorblade and Naga farming up. Both of them now at almost equal net worth for mid one and Masaros. And I don't see this simplifying at any point. Like, maybe with the Ags coming out for Bob down the line, or already having the Ags, it does mean high ground hold can kick in with the spam you have with Shadow Strike. But I know, like, Palos can't carry this game on his back. You know, it has to be a concerted effort from everyone in Execration. It has to be really clean team fights. And SMG just hasn't been giving openings. You know, mid one just stands back, Masaros stands back, and they just never showed themselves.
And now SMG, they're just pushing in the mid wave again. Like, you've got to get there and defend. You don't have time to farm the other side of the map right now because the push is too quick. SMG applying more and more pressure against Execration.
Are scanning.
And Execration, they're still just buying more time. They have a basher now up on Palos. Don't know if this bash is really going to make the big difference, but I guess it gives you some follow-up to the lockdown. But SMG, they have basically the whole map to farm. Like, they could just sit back, get a BKB up on mid one. He's already queued it up anyway, though maybe a fight breaks out because Shanks has just casually jumped in. Though he does have a BKB, to be fair. Bob going after the backside onto Januel with the Sonic Wave does get the kill. That is one down. Massa will pop the song and just try to run away, but the chase is on. Can they keep it up? They can. Oh boy.
Oh, it's Shanks!
So this is one of those days where you learn something, and Shanks has learned that Doom will not cancel the TP.
No, it doesn't. It's not an
Unfortunate. No, it is not anymore. It is, unfortunate. Very unfortunate. But you learned your lesson. Now you know.
It's a big loss. And they needed to use that Doom. Again, they were so reliant on these big spells from their supports to help lock in some of these big tanky heroes. So that's one tool down. You still have the finger on Abeng at the least. But he leaves at the level 1, so it's always going to be that 140-second cooldown. He opts for the level in Hex instead.
Massa.
They'll try.
Yeah, Massaros. They'll throw the Earth Split around. No one's going to jump right in. In fact, he's already found Shanks on the Doom, so Shanks is just down. This is not the fight that Execration wanted, because SMG, they're all here. Soulbind down, locking a couple down. How can you get Palos out of this? He's slowed up so much. The roll from no one, perfectly locking him down. Palos, he'll get swapped back into the high ground. Oh, Tino. Not the right target, sir. Oh, this game is not looking good. Not for Execration, that is. But for SMG, it is looking perfect.
I mean, I don't think that's that bad of a play from Tino. He's just trying to get the damage reduction off and maybe hoping that it's enough for Palos to try to run. It's a pretty dead-end situation either way.
Yeah.
But it was killed. High ground opens, and they've got Bob to try to defend. He still has his BKB ready to go, but with the damage out from mid 1, Masa, I don't see anything happening here.
No. It doesn't really feel like anything's going to happen in terms of a defense from Execration, though. I say that they're going to jump in with a double stun, double Earth Spike, Shadow Strikes flying out. But SMG, they've got the mid-racks. Problem is mid 1 is completely out of mana, so he cannot sunder as they'll commit the finger, and mid 1's down. Now they really want the fight, but the TPs are out. Massa, he'll get caught. Shanks this time around uses the right ability, gets the Naga Siren. Massaros trying to delay the inevitable, but he is dead. But SMG, I think, is still going to be pretty... I don't want to say okay with that. Because you get the mid-racks, but you lose 2 very farm-heavy cores. But the thing is, with this Alchemist draft, I don't know if the Ark's ever going to take off.
Yeah, like, this last pick Alc really just doesn't do much for me. I mean, again, like, you're already considering the matchup versus Terrorblade. We knew that was a possibility in the draft. It's down to just hoping the best from your Doom and line. Like, the pressure's really not in Palos. It's on the support.
Oh, no one. Yeah, Gem is out on a bang. He didn't realize that a bang was coming. No one will pop the BKB and roll towards the north, but a nice block from a bang, not allowing him to get to the high ground, so no one has to go the other way, but another block. Get him out of here, they say. No one will cop the tip. It doesn't matter how bad the state of the game is, the tips will always continue.
It's Execration, and they love those tips. And they find a big one. Finally, some punishment onto that Earth Spirit. 6k lead still standing, mainly in the Quap, main on the Alk, but now they have the opening for Roche. And with the minus armor you're getting here from that acid spray, if Tino shows up with a Wave of Terror, this doesn't take too long.
What?
Abeng?
Abeng just fingered Roshan. I think he was trying to mana drain. He just shows us now that... Well, you know, people are learning things every day, Jonathan. Abeng, first of all, mana drain can work on Roshan. Problem is, Roshan has no mana, so it won't do anything. Which I believe is what he was trying to do. So, fingers down the toilet now from Abeng. Unless he just wanted the bonus damage on Roshan, but it literally did nothing.
No, it doesn't work that way, sadly. Good old Abeng, keeping things spicy. Yes. No,
Execration are learning a lot today, John.
Maybe they expected SMG to contest, so they were like, all right, let's just kill Roche faster. Finger does barely any damage to Roche, but
yeah.
I appreciate the efforts, Abeng.
It was a nice finger.
He actually goes for the Hex cooldown here as well. I mean, he doesn't have the most finger kills, so
yeah.
Just more Hex spam is pretty useful. 10-second cooldown at max level. Going to be quite nice in trying to pin down these heroes. SMG.
Oh, Palos! Palos! Okay, he just got the Aegis up. He literally just got it. You don't really want to give it up this quickly. His team is trying to connect him with Palos. But Palos, he's already given up the BKB. But nice swap out from Tino. Going to give him another chance at life. As now, well, they're holding together with the Soul Bite and the Echo Stop, but it's not enough yet. Januel and Shanks both dropping as Bob now. Bob being targeted. Though Bob is happy to fight back against Arfu. Arfu in danger. Arfu will go down. Massa could not save with a song. They've held down Palos though, but Palos, I don't know if he's actually killable at this point. I mean, with the Aegis up, you at least get him once, but can you actually get him a second time? They're gonna try again. In goes Bob to try and help. Palos is on the run. Ensnare will hold him down. Maybe he is. Maybe there's no team to protect him. Palos still trying to fight. Oh, Mid-one's getting too low. Mid-one needs to be careful, but a nice Sunder onto Tino. Gonna keep him alive. Mid-one, he's got no Sunder left. Another swap out. He's starting to drop low on the TV. Mid-one's gone. Mid-one is down again. And so is Massa. That's the right finger targeter, Bing. Now you've got it. It's a full team wipe. You tell me.
Oh, they had to buy back on Shanks and Tino, but it's well worth it. They find mid-one, forced asunder. They chase so much onto Palos. These swaps, the damage reduction coming in with swap, it's just a little bit too much. And this isn't even the point where it gets insane. Level 20 kicks in, 15-second swaps. Every 15 seconds, you have 3 seconds of 50% damage reduction. You hit your level 25, 90% damage reduction every 15 seconds. Like, it's going to be really awkward for SMG. Granted, I still think SMG's lineup takes these fights a lot easier. But with how scrappy Execration are making these fights,
yeah,
who knows? This is just another classic C game where everyone just bashes their heads against the wall and hopes for the best. And Execration have really tough heads, Mike.
No, they certainly do. They certainly do. My goodness, the game is not over. What's Dota Plus saying? Dota Plus is at 60% for SMG at the moment. They were at about 87% just a minute ago. So that one fight really drags them back quite a bit here, SMG. Though you'd have to argue they still have the better draft going into the later stages of the game. So are you going to debate that?
No. I'm looking at the replay, and I really just appreciate that buyback from Tino. Once he saw the Sunder, he's like, all right, I want to keep this illusion alive. I want to be around for this fight. Buys back, dies again, gets the stun and swaps off, gets his illusion back up, and still has that impact. Like, he gets such a good read that the buyback will do a lot for the team there. Opened up that fight in the tail end of it. I do agree with your points, though. SMG, as it scales on, it's just so much easier. You've got 2 cores. Like, the one thing you have in Execration is a lot of this utility, the potential for pilots to start passing off ags, free ags coming out for, say, your Doom line starts to become an issue, especially, say, honestly, both of them are amazing. Like, AoE Finger this game is not to be scoffed at. AoE Doom is always huge. So, that's your scaling for Execration. If Palos can fill up his item slots and, start spreading that blessing around for the team. You have your own Ags timings here for SMG. Zhao working on his Ags on the Grimstroke, so the Dark Portrait starts to come in.
Uh-oh.
Dark Portrait. Alchemist is going to be pretty damn painful.
Speaking of,
the Venge.
Palos. Silence. They want to try and force a BKB usage, but Palos is being very patient. No one in the meantime. He's found Tino, but he's been doomed up. No one. He's not part of the fight anymore. He's been swapped back in. No one is down. That's a big start. But Tino may have to lose his first life as a song will lock them down. Tino, he is still alive with the Remnant, but trying to get away. He's been put to sleep again. Mid-one really wants a kill. Can't get it. Will go back onto Shanks instead and takes the Doom. Palos, his Chemical Rage is about to wear off. He doesn't have much time for this. Mid-one will get started. They're trying to do with Massa. But the Naga Siren is not the target they want. Not with the Butterfly and the Harder.
Way too durable. Paolo's trying to go into that Mjolnir, perhaps hoping for the lightning procs to help pierce through some of that evasion. Still a ways off. They managed to get the die back on Shanks. SMG, I mean, they're still in control of the game, right? They're 10k behind, but again, that's up against an Alk. Doesn't count for too much. It is hard for them to try to think about high ground just yet. Roshan's still 2 minutes away until we see that respawn timer. So, gonna have to wait a little bit longer. But if they find these pickoffs, then high ground can open up so damn fast. Execration has to be cautious. It's just, and the way they take these fights are just so scrappy. They've really got to be very careful with how much they try to bait out and how far they push the envelope here. Oh, level 20 up in Tino.
Very
so
nice.
15 seconds on the nether swap. Lots of utility.
It's very annoying. Like, that 50% damage reduction is actually crazy. And it only lasts 3 seconds, but it is actually insane. Especially against a hero like
3 seconds
TB.
every 15.
Yeah.
3 seconds every 15 is kind of nuts. 3 seconds every 13 with that spell prison up and the Octarine being built into for 18. He has the right idea.
Yeah.
Like, just keep swapping Palos and, well, he's probably not going to die.
Oh, with the
To regen enough.
with the Octarine core up, he's going to have like 30% uptime, which isn't bad at all.
Yeah. For what it does, it's ridiculous. Like, this hero can feel so oppressive if you're not careful. Full Hex up on Masa could put a dent in that.
Yeah.
So, building up even more has its Trickster's Cloak for some magic res and evasion. And some sneakiness as well.
This is the hard part.
Hanging in there, at least.
Going up against SMG's draft, like, they can just farm the whole map pretty much all the time with this Naga TB combo. Like, it's pretty hard not to get a lot of farm as SMG, so in Execration they might be 10k ahead somehow, but that is pretty much all on Palos. Sure, you still have Bob doing a pretty damn good job on the Quap, but
Dire are scanning.
I don't know, we'll have to see. Like, there could be another fight to break out very, very soon.
Radiant's
4-man smoke out from Execration. Roshan will tell us when it's going to respawn in about 20 seconds now. SMG, have they found at least a line? A Bing has been caught. No one trying to take him down, but the swap is out. No one still gets him. The line is down, but he'll buy back. No one now. Could be in a spot of danger, but no, they've lost Palos. Oh, Palos is down without buyback. That could be another lane of barracks at least. No one will hand the tip over to Bob. Things are looking very, very bad now. No out for 80 seconds. That could be it.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Yeah. It's the high ground opening. They couldn't BKB.
Oh, a Bang's brought back. A Bang is brought back. I think this is it.
No,
SMG may have done it. I mean, they haven't called it yet. We can't make that call yet, but they're under the tier 4 towers now, SMG. It's up to Bob, it's up to Shanks to make some magic happen. But it seems like SMG are making their way to the upper bracket final. They're onto the ancient. How do you stop him? Bob's gonna try. Jump in one more time. Try to take down mid one. They'll force out the song usage, but the Sunder's out from mid one. He's not messing around. He'll just go right after the Quap now. How do you stop him? The answer is you don't. Bob is down. That's a dieback. Onto the Doom. He's gone as well, and GG is called. And SMG, they will be your first team in the upper bracket final of TI12 qualifiers for SEA.